So in February of last year, I spent a month in Thailand and did $21,000 in sales in a few weeks. And here I'm going to break down everything step by step on what products they were, how I sourced them, what were the source sites, and a little bit about the process to share everything about it A through Z. Okay, so here you can see the profit and loss statement. It was a little bit over a 10% margin. Typically, it's around 20 to 25%, but I had some issues with selling the product for break even at the tail end, so I didn't make as much money as I wanted to. But it was about $23,000 or $21,000 in sales and a few products, which isn't too bad considering I had about 20 to 30 in my catalog. So pretty hefty months while out in Thailand. All right, so let's break it down really quickly. So first product here was a milk bone dog or pet treat, and that made me $945 in profit, $9,000 in sales. Then I had a Whippet charger, which made me $6,500 in sales and $651 in profit. Then I had Milkbone dog treats again, another variation, both sourced from the same supplier. I'll show you. Now it was $4K in sales, $500 in profit, and then Whippet chargers again, just a different size. That was about $700 in sales and $100 in profit. All right, so let's break into it step by step. Let's talk about these two brands and a little bit about the process. Okay, so let me block this out here. So the first brand, Milkbone, which I showed you there, was sourced from PetSmart, which is a really good supplier to stack discounts, coupons, and whatnot. And they allow you to buy as many units as you want. So it was a big hack for me because I was spending a lot of time traveling, always on the road. So if I was always sitting on my computer and just placing orders, I wouldn't have the time to travel or enjoy Thailand. So PetSmart was a really big benefit of me. All right. So when you look at the brand Milkbone, I bought it from PetSmart as a supplier right here. And then I got discounts, right? Coupons, like buy one, get one, 25% off, 20% coupons and whatnot. They run them very frequently. And I'm going to show you all of that when we talk about the supplier after we go into listing. All right. But then after that, we have Whippet. So that Whippet brand that I showed you there was actually a brand direct relationship. So I worked directly with the brand, the manufacturer of the product out in California to buy it, stock the inventory at my prep center, and then have the inventory shipped out directly to the customers. And that entire process was through relationships. All right. So I mentioned it a few times, but we have basically on the reselling side of things, just through discounts. And then we have the relationship side of things where I built a relationship specifically with this brand to work with their products. And both are great on the marketplace. Okay. But typically when you get your Amazon business going and you sell on Amazon, you start with the discount side of things. And then you move into the relationship side of things just because it's a little bit more sustainable. Now, don't get me wrong. I do both of them still every day. I have brands I work with specifically, and then I have leads and potential products that I just buy and sell from everyday retailers where anybody can do. You don't need a license, tax ID, business. You don't need any of that. You can start an Amazon account, do this exact same process, and that's what I'm about to show you. We are on the first Milkbone lead. It was a 25-ounce box or carton of dog treats, and it was a pack of 2. Now, I don't know if this listing is still performing or if there's any sellers on it. You could tell that there's no buy button. The buy box is gone. But I want to show you when I was selling it specifically around the time frame. So here we are in 2024. Let's go into it. So let me X out of this here. So in 2024 here, it was around early 2024, even like mid 2024, I was selling this product and whatnot. I was buying the product from PetSmart on discount plus another 20% discount, which I'm going to show you. But as you can see here, the pricing was very stable. Like over time, it was very stable. I mean, there's a lot of buy box rotation, which was awesome. There's a lot of smaller sellers. But if you look here, like don't get confused by this too much, but this middle chart shows me volume and how many times this listing sold per month. So when I was first analyzing it and deciding if I wanted to sell it or not, like it had really good volume and it was a good selling price at $45. And also the biggest plus side of it, I could buy as many units as I wanted to from PetSmart. So okay, I could just buy this on the beginning of the month, restock it 3 weeks through the end of the month, and continue this process. And look how consistent it was for a while. I mean, I didn't jump on it this early, but here in November was at a good price all the way to just even about May when it started to come down a little bit, even about April. But that's 7 or 8 months of really good profit if you're buying this at a profitable price. And you can see here that down at the bottom, this chart here shows us the other sellers and the competition on the listing. It wasn't that bad, right? It went up a little bit, it went down a little bit, but for the most part, the competition was pretty flowing. Like I didn't have to worry about competing with any big sellers or dominant people. I would just buy from PetSmart at a profitable price and share the buy box with other smaller sellers. So it was pretty dominant, and it was a really good time to just get all those sales through. Now, I don't think the listing's as profitable. Maybe it still is a little bit. If you want to, you can go check it out and make some money with it. or even head to Thailand. But really good example there. All right, let's talk about the second brand now, which is the Whip It chargers. Check this out. So this is the Whip It chargers listing here. It's basically like whipped cream chargers that you put into a whipped cream canister. I never heard of it until I started selling it, and I found it through like one of the sourcing tactics through Keep a Product Finder, and I just came across the product, and I was like, whoa, this looks like a good opportunity, because I'm always into like the niche, interesting stuff. So it looks like now that they have like a different parent listing to this product, because it only goes back 194 days, which is pretty frustrating. They must have like switched over the listing Amazon, and there's only a few sellers, so maybe they got a relationship with them. But this Whip It cream chargers opportunity was massive, because at the time for me, it was selling 1,000 times a month. Now, again, it cuts off here the timeline, but if we go back into this data here at the bottom, there was about 7 or 8 sellers of us who were competing. And I know only 1 or 2 of us were getting it directly from the brand. So I was getting it for the cheapest cost possible. And then it was selling, really, really good every month and sales volume. And also what was even better though, if I go into the profit calculator here, so I was buying for $9.70. You can see here my input cost, and I was selling it for $24, right? So not unbelievable profit, but $4.50 and 46% ROI, which is really good, especially when I'm selling at 600-700 units a month. I mean, that's really good. At that time in Thailand, I didn't have that relationship yet with them, but I was probably selling like 250 times a month, 300 times a month. So it was a few thousand in revenue, $7,000 in revenue, and a little bit in profit, which was good. But also one of the biggest benefits of the brand is that they had variations. So you could sell this in like a 100 pack, a 50 pack, which you guys saw is what I also sold. And there were just so many other ways you could sell this brand and product. And my entire strategy with this was like, okay, if I build a relationship with the supplier or with the brand directly, then I could have a long-term opportunity. Like literally, I was working with the top sales representative at this company, and I would call him, build a relationship with him, and then he would call me like the beginning of every month and be like, hey, are you ready to restock Whip It? Are you ready to like put more inventory in? And when I would just put an order in. It would send directly to my prep center. They would, ship it either FBM or ship it over to FBA, and it would go on its way. So it was a really good process and flow with them. I didn't work with them anymore because there became too much competition. As you can see, I don't know what happened with the listing here. There's only 1 or 2 sellers on it now. Looks like only 1 seller. Maybe there's still an opportunity. But I stopped selling it because there was too much competition, and there was just better opportunities that I could focus on, which is a good thing, And then there's obviously a 50 pack here as well, which had a lot of opportunity, okay? But now let's dive into actually talking about like how I went about sourcing these brands. So this is Whip It's website. It looked a bit different when I first started contacting them, but literally what I did was I sourced this product through Keep a Product Finder. It's a pretty popular method for people who are selling on Amazon and e-commerce in general. It's called Keepa, Keepa. And I was just searching through a ton of products that would fit my niche or category, which is pretty much anything that was just like really weird, right? That's kind of what I was focusing on. And I went through all these products. I came across this. And once I found them, all I did was literally search up Whip It in Google, and whipit.com came up. And I went to the contact page, which should be at the bottom or something. Yeah, affiliate or distributor. And I believe I went to the affiliate or distributor, and I contacted them, and I was like, hey, I told them about my business, how long I've been established, how I work with brands and whatnot. And basically made like a little bit of a pitch deck. And a day later, their lead sales representative reached out to me. We called, we hit it off on the phone, and we're like, great, let's do business together. And within a few weeks, we had the inventory into our prep center. So it happened as quick as that, and it wasn't really much work behind it. And they actually wanted me to carry a ton of other products from their brand and catalog, which they had a lot of stuff. But there was just so much that some stuff didn't sell well on Amazon, some stuff sold well. And at that time, I didn't have as much money as I do now into the business. So it was kind of a risk to invest a lot of money into products that I didn't know if we're selling or not. So maybe I missed the ball a little bit on that opportunity, but it was a good time selling it and whatnot. But all right, now let's dive into PetSmart, which is something that you guys can get started in basically right away when you start selling on Amazon. All right, here's PetSmart. So anybody, regardless if you have a business, have a license, tax permit, you can buy and sell on Amazon from PetSmart today, tomorrow, yesterday, whatever it may be. Like there's no requirement, all right? And the goal is to find websites like PetSmart that you can buy in bulk with, and they don't cancel your orders, right? Because if you can do that, you can buy consistently and really scale up the business. Now, what I did to find these products was I was doing reverse sourcing, which I have a ton of videos on, and I was looking at what other sellers are selling and then reverse sourcing the process. So I found one of these leads through that process, and it was actually this product. But I didn't sell this when I was in Thailand. But this was the product that I found when I was reverse sourcing one of the sellers. And I was like, oh, great, there's a big opportunity here. Because look at this right here. You see where it says buy one, get the second 25% off? a lot of times PetSmart runs this code and it'll say buy one, get one 50% off, or buy one or buy two, get the third free. And if you do the math on that, that's 33% off or even 25% off. So they would always run this discount, which brought the buy cost from $14.99 to like $12. And then they would always run a 20% discount on top of that, which brought the buy cost to like $10 or even $9.80 sometimes when there was like a bigger discount. So I started selling that listing and it was doing really well. And I said to myself, well, let me search the entire brand on this retailer. And that's a big tip and advice for people who get into the Amazon business is like, if you find a really good winner from one supplier, it doesn't have to be a wholesale supplier or brand, like even a retailer, source the entire retailer. You can extract so much more profit off that one opportunity. And that's what I did here. And I carried this brand. And then I carried, there's also the other one, which you guys saw, the 25 ounce. I don't believe they sell it on PetSmart anymore, but it was a huge opportunity because I was getting those for 40 or 50% ROI and they were selling, 700 times a month. I was getting 300 sales a month alone, right? On each of these, this one, on the other one, and this one was doing really well for me. And there was a ton of other profitable leads on PetSmart from this brand. Like this one did really cool. I literally clicked on this one because it had a cute dog on the cover. Like, I used to have a dog like this back in the day. So I clicked on this one and I was like, wait, let me stack the numbers here. Stack the numbers, put it into Amazon. It was profitable. Started carrying this product as well. So there was so many opportunities from PetSmart. And I can't imagine how many brands they currently have right now that are insane opportunities. So that's pretty much the process step by step. Literally just going to PetSmart, and then one of the opportunities I worked with a brand. But like I said, that's the common way of growing an Amazon business. You start with OA, buying from everyday retailers, buying in bulk, and then you move into brand direct or wholesale, or you could just do OA. You can easily scale your business to 100K a month just doing OA. I know people are doing 300K a month right now, strictly doing OA. So there's no need to go into brand direct opportunities, but it's a cool way to expand your business. Outside of it, there's so many ways to expand it, all throughout the industry and whatnot. So there's my case study on those two products that made me some good money while I was traveling through Thailand. And considering that Thailand only cost, $1,000, even a little less every month to live in. If I wanted to live full time, I would only need these 4 products to live in Thailand pretty freely, which is a good opportunity and a pretty good life. But obviously I was carrying other stuff in the catalog and I was doing pretty good with other brands and whatnot. So there's a case study, an example. And if you guys like this video, always stick around and subscribe. I'm making one every other day. I'm going to stay consistent for years and years and years until you guys can get your Amazon FBA business going set up for free. So there we go. And I'll see you guys next time.